We seem to have arrived on the day where they're having the Festival of Flowers, so it's a lot more crowded than usual.
Hola everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're embarking on a journey to the heart of Guatemala, the picturesque city of Antigua. Because I'm all about authentic travel, I'm going to show you what Antigua looks like when it's filled to the brim with visitors and its magical beauty when the crowds are gone. We had flown into Guatemala City and then we hopped into an Uber to make what is usually an hour-long drive from the airport to Antigua, Guatemala. However, we hit traffic entering the city because there were plenty of locals trying to get in for the holiday weekend, so this Uber trip took over 2 hours. And no, we had no idea it was the Festival de las Flores, or the Flower Festival. We finally got into town and checked into our hotel, the Porta Hotel Antigua, which held our bags until our room was ready. At least we were allowed to partake in the breakfast buffet, which we were starving after our red-eye flight from Los Angeles. It was a delightful breakfast of tamales, sausages, plantains, and tropical fruits. This here is my favorite fruit to eat when I'm in Central or South America, the granadilla. Can't get that in the States.
I'm glad we had a nice Guatemalan breakfast at the hotel because we're off on a walking tour this morning. And of course we had to arrive during some holiday, and so all the streets are crowded.
It's the Festival de las Flores, where it's supposed to be a celebration of eternal spring because of the temporal climate of Guatemala. Seems like everyone is gathered around Central Park during this holiday weekend. No worries, we'll visit again later in this episode for a better look. What makes Antigua Guatemala special is that it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its well-preserved Spanish Baroque-influenced architecture and a rich history that dates back to the 16th century. There are many floral displays during the Festival de las Flores. Our first stop was supposed to be the Santa Catalina Arch, if we can get to it.
Trying to fight through the crowds here.
I guess I'll take the concept of slow travel to heart and at least enjoy the 100-meter trek to the arch. There you have it, the Santa Catalina Arch, a symbol of Antigua. The vibrant yellow arch against the backdrop of Volcán de Agua is truly a sight to behold. There was a convent here for the nuns, who were not seen by the public because they used the archway to cross the street. Today would have been a good day to have used that archway. We keep trudging along, even though we just passed right under the archway. Even the fire department had their moment to blossom. This striking yellow church with a Baroque facade is the Merced Church. We'll check it out again in this video when it's not crowded.
Finally, found a little side street where it's not crowded and I can actually walk like 3 feet without bumping into anybody.
Yeah, it was only 3 feet until we bumped into another crowd on the other end of Central Park. This here was my favorite display for the Festival de las Flores because, of course, a peacock would be the most elaborate object to showcase with flowers. This whole area of Central Park was bustling with live music right next to the Antigua Guatemala Cathedral. We still had more sights to visit. But we did find an area for tranquility in all this chaos.
Now, even an old convent like the Santa Clara Convent says as busy as it gets. Yeah.
For 40 quetzals, or about 5 US, we paid for the admission into the Santa Clara Convent and Church to walk inside. Not expensive at all to walk through a historical building. It was founded in 1700 and it was destroyed in 1773 by an earthquake, but fortunately, some elements of the original structure remain intact, such as the church stonework facade, the arched niches, gardens, and part of the courtyard. Today, it is visited by tourists, and locals can even book the venue for large events like a wedding.
Finally got away from everybody by going into the Convent of Santa Clara. That's right, I had to go to the convent. You do have to pay to enter the interior of the convent, but I think it's worth it. After all, it was really crowded out there, and it worked out to be like 10 US for the both of us, so a little bit of peace and quiet here for a moment.
I was surprised by how much of the convent you were allowed to explore on your own.
That's right, this is exactly what I was looking for. This old world, colonial, Central American architecture. Finally found it here at the Convent of Santa Clara. Does it feel nice to finally be able to lay down?
Oh, you have no idea.
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep walking around while Jason lays on the grass there.
Actually, it seems like everyone else had the same idea about lying or sitting on the grass in the courtyard. These domes and archways are full of details, and there are even crypts and pulpits to explore. Overall, we spent about an hour here at the convent relaxing and walking around. As you can see, there are a lot of churches and cathedrals within walking distance of each other in Antigua. Here's a quick stop at the San Francisco El Grande Cathedral.
Cars and more cars trying to get into Antigua here.
We had enough of walking through the crowds in Antigua, so we headed back to the Porta Hotel Antigua to relax at the bar by the pool. We also ordered some lemonades and enjoyed the music coming from the marimbas. And I just got word that our hotel rooms are ready. Salud!
We are in our room at the Porta Hotel Antigua. Loving it. Love the aesthetic here.
Antigua has a vibrant food scene, so we were eager to try traditional Guatemalan dishes at local restaurants for dinner.
It may be evening, but from the sound of the music up ahead, it seems like the city is still going strong.
The live music was still performing strong in Central Park that evening. I guess the Festival de Las Flores went well into the evening hours because these people looked freshly excited about walking and checking out the displays. We ended up going to El Adobe for dinner on our first night. It's supposed to specialize in traditional Guatemalan cuisine. Right away, I love the decor.
Oh, this is completely in English.
Yes, these are handmade tortillas. These right here are the tostadas Guatemalan. 4 tostadas with 2 of them having guacamole, 1 with beans, and 1 with some sauce. These are chorizo mixtos. I ordered the tapado, which is a Garifuna dish from Livingston. My husband ordered the oher katun, which is an ancestral meal represented in 5 dishes from Mayan cuisines. It was more of a sampler plate of 5 soups, with the last one being a sweet dessert soup with chocolate and bananas. So many restaurants, but not enough time, as we were gone from Antigua in the daytime for excursions.
It's evening time and we got in a long nap after our adventurous morning hiking up to Pacaya Volcano. Now it's time to look for a place for dinner.
Here's another dinner suggestion.
And this is where we're going to have dinner, at Madre Tierra.
Right off the bat, the umbrellas reminded me of our trip to Lake Atilan. That video will be coming out next, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Salud.
We ordered 3 dishes to share, which included the Guatemalan tacos, carnitas, and molten cheese with chorizo. Dessert was plátano en mole, or basically bananas and chocolate sauce served on banana leaves. Simple looking dish that was complex and satisfying. This is what Antigua looks like in the middle of the week and not during a holiday celebration. Are we even in the same city?
It's our last afternoon here in Antigua, and it seems like it's not as crowded as the first afternoon we were here. So we're gonna make an attempt to go to the Arch, and hopefully there won't be as many people so I can snap some better photos. And here we are at Parque Central, or Central Park. Looks a lot different this afternoon than our first day here. Where did all the people go?
So that's what the fountain in Central Park looks like without crowds.
And again, there's hardly anybody here, so you can actually see all the way to the archway from this street, just a couple of blocks away. Whereas you couldn't do that even up close a few days ago.
That's the secret to taking a photo of Santa Catalina Arch with few people in it. Go in the middle of the week.
And here I am in front of the Santa Catalina Arch. Hardly anybody around, except for there's a walking tour right next to me.
I couldn't get over how much easier it was that day to walk under the arch compared to earlier.
And here's La Merced Church without the crowds.
I could stand back and take my time to admire the intricate etchings and can see the Middle Eastern influence on this Spanish design. I was amazed by how much easier it was to walk all over the city. Because it was so hectic during our first afternoon in Antigua, I didn't notice this exhibit of quitapenas, or Guatemalan worry dolls. According to legend, Guatemalan children tell their worries to the quitapenas and place them under their pillows when they go to sleep. In the morning, the dolls gift them wisdom and knowledge to eliminate their worries. How about these dolls helping me solve my problems with trying to get off more time for work to travel?
In case you're wondering how they maintain their cobblestone streets, well, here it is. I guess they do it on the weekdays. No kidding, they also have a Dunkin' Donuts here. This is kind of funny. They also have a Taco Bell. And Wendy's. Maybe we can get a Frosty here. There's even a McDonald's here, and they do Mac delivery, so they'll deliver your Big Mac to you.
Along with a Met Cafe. Wow, it's like I didn't leave Los Angeles. Because we had more energy from not having to fight through crowds, we decided to check out the outskirts of the old city center to see where the locals really hang out.
Okay.
We walked by the Mercado de Artisanias, where it looks like you can buy some handicraft goods to take back as souvenirs. There was also an outdoor market area full of stalls where you can buy all sorts of goods.
I'm not sure where we wandered into, but this is another part of Antigua that we didn't know about. Looks like there's a lot of stalls here selling all sorts of goods, whether it's handmade crafts or manufactured crafts.
Walking by all these fruit stands made me hungry, so we picked up a fruit cup which was drizzled in honey. This huge thing was 8 quetzals or $1 US.
¿Cuánto cuesta para bolsa de rambutan?
10.
Yes?
Sí.
And this bag of rambutans went for 10 quetzals, so like 130. Not bad. And in the US, this easily would be like $15 for this big bag.
I couldn't pass up on the grenadillas. I just had to have them too.
Here's a fruit you don't see in the United States. It's the granadilla, and these were going for 3 for 10, and we got 6. And they gave us a 7th one for free. So for 20 quetzals, we basically got 7 granadillas, and that works out to be about $2.50 US. Not bad.
So I encourage you to explore the outskirts of the old city to find some bargains on fresh tropical fruits. Also, you'll find a cute mom and pop restaurant to eat like this local place. Delicias Chapinas. It may look unassuming, but the food is definitely packed with rich flavors. We both got their pepillon de gallo, the traditional Guatemalan soup popular in Antigua. Can't have a meal without homemade tortillas, and they were wrapped in this fine woven cloth. You have to appreciate every little detail to this simple meal.
And that's it for our time here in Antigua, Guatemala. I wish we had more time to spend here. Seems like there's other places to explore, other restaurants to eat, volcanoes to hike. So now we wait for our Uber to take us to Guatemala City. So I'll see you in Guatemala City.
That concludes our journey through the charming streets of Antigua, Guatemala, whether it be full of crowds for a holiday or sparse because it's a weekday. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel content, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on my adventures. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, adios from Antigua.